is Friday in South Lake Tahoe and at the American Century Championship. Hello, friends, and welcome to this special one-hour edition of NSN Tonight. Alongside Chris Murray, I'm Mike Stephenson, hanging out on the back deck here at Edgewood, Tahoe. Round one in the books at the American Century Championship. It started for real today, and boy, some usual suspects at the top of the leaderboard, but man, it's going to set up for a fun weekend.
A couple of surprises, but like you said, the people we expect to be at the top of the leaderboard are there. Adam Thielen currently in first place after Friday's round. He got 24 points, had an eagle in there. He shot a 72. You got some other names, Marty Fish, Derek Lowe, Joe Pavelski, Mark Mulder, Del Curry. So it's been fun to see them actually get competitive out there, and a sellout crowd today, a sellout crowd tomorrow. So certainly the fans enjoying what they've been seeing.
We had a chance to follow a few of the leading groups today, and yeah, Adam Thielen, heading into his 12th season and as an NFL wide receiver, has previously been in the final group on Sunday, yet to win this thing. Marty Fish, the 2020 winner, Chris's pick to take it, the favorite at the sports book, hitting to the water on 18, or else he might be talking about a lead right now. And then Joe Pavelski, another guy that's been in that final group. This is going to make for a fun weekend.
It is going to make for a fun weekend. I think it's going to be very competitive. We've seen some great tournament finishes over the last 3 years, a couple of playoffs, and obviously Steph Curry hitting that eagle on 18 last year. Marty Fish, Derek Lowe, they actually had the lowest rounds if you go according to par. Yep. They both shot one under 71s. Adam Thielen and Joe Pavelski were at even par 72. But you got to get those eagles, and Adam Thielen did get an eagle on the 16th hole. That really propelled his round. If you can get eagles and birdies, that is huge in this tournament. You mentioned Adam Thielen. He's been a contender. He's been here almost a decade now. He's got a 4th place finish. He's got a 9th place finish, but never won the thing. Yep. He was one of the guests at the media day just a month ago. So obviously one of the bigger names here in terms of being able to potentially win this tournament. He's put himself into good shape with 36 holes to go.
That Stableford scoring system makes it a whole lot of fun. Of course, it's not just about the golf on this special one-hour edition of NSN Tonight. We have a whole lot of fun things to get to, including visits from folks in the entertainment industry, athletes, and more. Excited to bring that to you over the next hour here on Nevada Sports Net. Let's transition now into listening, actually. I'm sorry. Let's hear from a couple of those leaders before we move on.
Well, I don't know if I feel good about my game, but I stacked up points, so I was scrambling, which is always a good thing on the golf course if you can score points and scramble around. So I got to tune it up a little bit. I was not going to have luck like that every day, but definitely good to start the day, start the tournament off with some points.
I felt good. I felt really good. Hit the ball as good as I've hit it all summer, I would say. There weren't many shots I missed. The drive on 18, I would have liked to, get it in a better position, but 21, I'll take it. I'm happy with it, but it was, I would say it was about as low as I could have shot probably, because I had felt like 10-footer after 10-footer today.
All right, so there's Pavelski, you just heard from, tied for third, 21 points. Adam Thielen was first up, 24 points at the top. I'm going to go to the other side of the scoreboard. At the very bottom, number 90, at his first American Century Championship. Alex Rodriguez, minus 32 points.
He probably doesn't want you to bring that up.
Well, of course he does.
The guy usually at the bottom, he's actually right over there yelling. If you hear him in the background, that's Charles Barkley. He's nowhere near the bottom. He had a great round, 3 points, tied for 48th. He's in the top 50. He actually shot an 84. That's only 12 over par.
Wow.
Your guy, Austin Reeves, we got that bet. Can he finish in the top 5? He got a really rough start. He was 6 over through 6. He did turn things around, 11 points, but
looks like I'm going to be buying you lunch unless Reeves can go from 22nd into the top 5 over the next 2 rounds. I had a chance to run by him, and I said, I'm going to need a miracle from you this weekend, buddy. And he goes, I got you. I'm going 27 and 27 over the next 2 days. He said he didn't see one putt he liked today. He did not feel comfortable at all. That's those first-year jitters you were talking about. All right, outside of what is going to be a dramatic weekend at the tournament, there is an added oomph this season as 2 immovable objects get set to throw down on Saturday.
Before we start this press conference, I want to shake your hand, brother, because I really love you.
I love you right back.
You know what I'm saying?
Love
but when we get on that golf course, though.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what's up. Exactly.
I think this Cardigan Classic is something that's going to be one of the biggest golf classics, and I think history, now I don't think, I know history will be made.
Yeah. The winner gets a red cardigan. There's been other prizes out there in the golf world, which is a green blazer. This is a red cardigan. You want to walk with the public on the way up to the green on the 18th hole. That's
it gotta happen. I mean, I think it's gonna
happen. Take
happen.
the ropes down, and we want everyone to walk with us, like old school, like Arnold Palmer, like Tiger Woods.
Fallon, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, it's gonna happen either way.
And I was watching you just love to golf, and I just looked at your game, and I go, wow, this guy's amazing, but I think I could take him.
When you get to the green and you meet the player you're playing with on the green around the same time, we all on the same level. But I'm gonna be real with you. I wanna go pro.
It is happening. The Cardigan Classic, the first ever, maybe only ever, we will have to see. Jimmy Fallon and DJ Khaled are going to throw down Saturday afternoon. They'll play 4 holes, 17, 18, and then they'll play them again. NBC had something big up their sleeve this year, and this should be fun.
I think it's going to be fun. So they're going to start around 3:30 Pacific time. So basically everyone should be done, and this is a little bit of an extension. We'll see how they do the 17th and the 18th, two of the more iconic holes on this course. I don't know about Cardigan. These guys must not have been at Tahoe before. It's a little bit hot. I don't know that you want to be handing out basically a sweater to the winner. I like DJ Khaled's outfit there at the end. He's looking flashy.
He's a big golf guy.
He's also, he's been on the cover of Golf Digest. So I feel like he probably has the edge, but I guess we'll see on Saturday. Both these guys flew in from New York, so this is going to be really cool. They are actually right here on the back deck behind us. There were a couple people in kayaks yelling, "Hey, it's Jimmy Fallon! Hey, it's Jimmy Fallon!" And he turned around and waved. So they've been out here doing a lot of different promotional stuff, but as you can see, this is going to be pound for pound. We're going to see who's going to take it tomorrow.
We got to be in there for this bit that they shot, which I'm sure will show up on the Tonight Show and more. And maybe we'll be some extras on the Tonight Show. But it was just so cool to see those guys in their element. And I got to say, DJ Khaled, that's a profound guy. He went on some tangents and just was preaching to the group.
Yes. And then Jimmy Fallon actually went by Arshan and Kelly, and he's like, "Hey, good to see you again." I'm like, "Well, I don't think they've ever met, but it seemed like it was a very warm embrace. Like these were old friends." So we got to see Jimmy. He was around our set, and his first trip out there, and. My money is on DJ Khaled, because if you've been on Golf Digest cover, you should be able to win against a comedian who we don't know where his golf game stands.
Jimmy's got a lot of pull with the old peacock, though. I think NBC is going to try to get their man and propel him. We'll have to see what happens. Our NBC brother, Jimmy Fallon, great to see him out here on the shores of Lake Tahoe. I told him he had to jump in, too. So that's going down tomorrow. Of course, we'll be there to capture that and bring it to you on NBC. 7:30, it'll be our 19th hole show as we continue covering the heck out of the American Century Championship. There was a heck of a shot today on 12. Remember last year, Steph Curry was all the talk. Of course, not here this year. Hit a hole-in-one on 7. We got another ace in 2024. The legend, Tim Brown, Heisman winner, Hall of Famer, local favorite, longtime ACC competitor. Buckets on 12. Your thoughts?
Now a Mastercraft owner as well. He got a $200,000 boat for that.
That's right.
He actually said he didn't know that he was going to win a boat until Marcus Allen told him. But that is the first ever hole-in-one on the 12th in the 35-year history of this tournament. To me, it's the hardest par 3 in the tournament. Just the 6th overall ace. Not his first ace. We're actually going to have him on the show, and he can tell you how good of a golfer he is on the par 3s, but that's got to be a great feeling to know you hit that, and you just got yourself a very big boat.
And that booked him a ticket to our NSN mobile studio, as Chris said. Coming up next on NSN Tonight, let's have Tim Brown join the show and talk about this epic moment and more. The Hall of Famer is coming up next at the ACC.
Back on our special edition of the American Century Championship. This is brought to you by Golf NV. How about the hole-in-one champ here today, Tim Brown on number 12. You aced and you won a boat.
Won a boat, bro.
Happy Friday to you, my friend.
It's a good day. It's a good day, no doubt about it, man. What a moment. I've been coming here for a long time, and that may have been the best moment I ever had here. You know what I mean? So win a couple $100,000 boat. That's hard to beat.
Have you wanted a boat? How is this going to work out? You got a lake anywhere near you?
I have a lake, Joe Pool Lake, a couple miles away from my house,
nice.
so that's not the problem, just do I really want a boat, you know what I mean? So let's, we'll work that out.
If you don't want it, I'll take it.
Yeah,
Exactly. If they allow transfer.
we just keep it right here.
Right.
You got to just come out to Tahoe and enjoy this thing. It's going to look nicely out there in Lake Tahoe. So you aced there on 12, which is not an easy hole for those of you who have played here at Edgewood. It's a bit of an uphill shot. You've got kind of like I don't want to call it like a ravine area that you have to hit over. There's a sand trap in the front of it. There's a sand trap in the back. Tell us how you approach it. What was the club, and how did you go out that hole?
Yeah, I wanted to hit a pitching wedge because of the distance, but because of the way the tee box was, I felt like I was going to have to choke down on that club. So I went with a 9-iron and didn't feel as if I hit it. I didn't hit it where I wanted to hit it, to be honest with you. I was trying to hit it right to get the rope down, and I pulled it just a little left, and I pulled it right towards the hole. So I was happy once I thought it was going to be short. So once it hopped up, I was happy, and I relaxed. And then I saw the people go crazy, and so we followed suit after that. So it was I didn't think anything about the boat. That boat has been there many times. I swung clubs, right, and didn't mean anything. But so a couple seconds later, Marcus Allen said, "You just won the boat." So then we're up on the boat and dancing like we're 8-year-olds or something. So
we asked you first hole in one, and you're like, "Oh, I got one at Augusta a couple months back. I got one on that island green at TPC Sawgrass." So
business as usual.
Yeah, what's the deal here with the hole in ones at these famous courses?
The deal at TPC Sawgrass, I had never played the course before. And I was going to hit another club. My caddy said, "No, just take a full swing with your pitching wedge." I did. I hit it really good, and it checked up, and then it went left, and it disappeared on me. So I didn't know. And then the people up there went crazy, and look, I was, a course like that, a hole like that, you just want to get the ball on the green, and that's all I was trying to do. And pretty much same thing here. I just wanted to get the ball on the green, hoping that it would roll right, roll left, and I pulled it right into the hole.
Can we see the ball?
Absolutely. Well,
this is going in the trophy case.
Yes,
right? There we go. Titleist too.
You were telling us give us an idea of the Tim Brown trophy case, because there's some pretty impressive things in there. This golf ball is going to have a special place there.
Yeah. Well, we have the Heisman, we have the Augusta Par 3 course hole in one, the Island Hole TPC course, and the Hall of Fame. So my boys tell me that the 2 balls mean more than the 2 trophies, but I'll beg to differ with them a little bit on that.
I'm pretty sure if you have any idea of not keeping the boat, I think the boys are probably going to have some.
Right. No doubt. I know my 21-year-old son, he's like, yes!
So 17 points for you. You're going to be in the top 10. We still got some guys on the courses we taped this, but a really strong showing. And as we were kind of talking, you've been coming here for 2 decades. So what is your favorite thing about Tahoe and the American Century Championship?
The golf is great, but what American Century does here, how they make the players feel so welcome, and just everything that NBC has done over the years. It's just a great situation. I mean, it's the first thing that I want on my calendar every January, right? And if you don't get it by February 1st, you call it like, "Hey, is there a problem?" Because just the opportunity to come here and compete at this level. With the Jerry Rices, the Marcus, the Jerome Bettises, that's what this thing is all about.
All right, so they're going to do a special post-round, I think they're calling it the Cardigan Classic, with Jimmy Fallon and DJ Khaled are going head-to-head. They're going to play 4 holes. They're going to play 17 and 18 twice. What is your advice for Jimmy and DJ Khaled as they step onto the 17th tee box? Because golf is a tough game to begin with. That's not an easy hole. It's intimidating because the water's right there. But you add in the absolute frenzy that it is going to be. What kind of advice would you give them on those 2 holes?
I mean, put something in their ears so they can't hear anything. And the wind's not blowing today like it usually is there, so that helps out tremendously. But, I mean, take your 150-yard shot and hit it. It may be playing longer than that, but you get away from a 9-iron, 8 irons, and anything can happen, right? But just take a club that you're comfortable with and just hit it and be comfortable with that. So
you got any rooting interest in that one between Jimmy Fallon and DJ Khaled?
Not really. I just want to see them fall flat on their faces, so that would make this thing even funnier.
I did hear them talk about bringing in like a celebrity shot. So if I'm them, I'd be calling, getting Tim Brown on speed dial. Thank you so much for joining us. The Hall of Famer, the Heisman Trophy winner, and now hole-in-one winner on number 12, and a new owner of a Mastercraft boat. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Appreciate you, man.
Great.
Have a great rest of your weekend.
Appreciate you.
All right, much more coming up here from the back deck at Edgewood Tahoe right after this.
Coverage of the American Century Championship is sponsored by Golf NV. Locally owned, locally loved. Golf NV.
Dream foursome, you and 3 others, dead or alive.
Oh, man. Tiger, Jordan Spieth, and I've kind of gotten to know Max Homa in the last year and a half or so probably him. Seems like a good dude.
Honestly, my brothers and my dad. Yeah, it's a dream for me.
Oh, dream foursome? Man, obviously it's hard to say exactly one, but Tiger Woods would be in there. Probably Jack Nicklaus. Got to go with some of the greats, and I'd like to see like a Ben Hogan too.
Jeez. Right now I would honestly just say my dad and my two boys.
Tiger Woods. I probably have to say Tiger Woods, Ben Hogan, and Jack Wagner.
Okay. I didn't know if I'd be first or third.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Immediately Tiger Woods in mind. Listen. Say what you want. If someone doesn't have Tiger Woods in their foursome, then they're not golfers. Second dude, Scheffler right now. I want to know because I swing like him, but I don't play golf like him. I fall off, I go forward. So Scotty Scheffler and I are going to have a chit chat about the balance because I feel that we're very similar in that. Just he's way better. It's such a great question because I would love with Arnold Palmer. Because now you got old school, then we get the Tiger Woods school, then we got Scheffler school, and then Jack Nicklaus.
There you go.
And just see. I want to see what Eagles we got there. I want to see who's better.
All right. You can play with them too. We'll make it a 5.
All right.
That's kind of the idea.
I'll caddy. How's that?
You can caddy and just pick up some tips. Good stuff there. Dream foursome. Jake Owen actually added Jesus in there.
Oh, wow.
He wanted to see if Jesus could hit a 1-iron, and as we all know, only Jesus can hit a 1-iron. You got a dream foursome, dead or alive?
Dead or alive? I'll go Jackie Robinson. He's probably my favorite athlete ever. Megan Thee Stallion. Saw her out at Bottle Rock, became a fan of hers. Okay. And then Stone Gossard from Pearl Jam. A lot of people would say Eddie Vedder. I really like Stone Gossard, so that would be my 3. What about yours?
Well, man, I was actually going more of the golf route with these guys, so I wrote down Tiger, Arnold Palmer, and John Daly, which I thought would be kind of fun.
Daly.
But if we're going like icons, I got to bring my guy Kobe back, R.I.P.
Randy Moss and Ken Griffey Jr.
That's pretty much 3 of my 4 Mount Rushmores.
Nice.
You know me well, buddy. My guy. All right, that's good stuff here. Earlier today, we had a chance to visit with one Rob Riggle. You and Alex Margulies had that chat.
Yeah, it was fun to be able to, talk with him. He's one of the top comedians in the entire tournament, and he had a solid round today. Here's what he had to say about his round. He was out there with Nate Bargatze, another comedian in the field.
Comedian Rob Riggle joining us here on the desk, and you just finished up your round. What an absolutely stunning day out here.
It's so beautiful. I absolutely love coming to this tournament for this very reason, days like today.
Oh, yeah.
And the people are great, too, so you can't beat that.
We asked you how your round went. You said kind of how it usually goes.
Kind of like I anticipated. Yeah, look, I'm an amateur golfer. I'm not going to win this thing. I have no illusions. But you always want to put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
And so I try to play well, but if I don't beat myself up over it.
You did get a par on the 7th par 3, right? A birdie
I had
on
a birdie
that one.
today.
Yeah.
Nice. Actually, that was a birdie.
Yes.
On
Come
7.
on, man.
On the par 3.
On the par 3.
7.
Thank you.
So
I had a 2.
It only took you 2 shots. How far was the putt? Did you put it close?
It was a 69-foot putt.
A 69.
That's what I mean. That's unofficial. It's unofficial because I pace it off, and it was 23 paces, and that's times 3 or whatever.
So that's where Steph Curry had his hole-in-one last year. Did you give like a Steph Curry celebration?
I did a little
kiss to the sky.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell us about your groups today. What was the scene like out there?
I had the best group. Mike Golick and Nate Bargatze, and they're both just awesome, lighthearted, fun, easy going. Nobody got upset when if you hit a bad shot. Everybody's like, what are you going to do? So it was a real pleasant day, real fun. I enjoyed it. I had a great caddy. Kasha K, killing it out there today for me. So it was a blast. Just and beautiful day. Can't beat it.
Nate Bargatze, a comedian, only his second year here. Who's the best funny man golfer out there?
Nate.
Is it?
That's got to be.
Really?
He is an effortless golfer. He has the most natural swing. He hits it beautifully. He scored well today. He's a really good golfer.
Okay, so you're obviously a guy that makes people laugh. So when you're out here, who makes you laugh the most? Like, who do you just crack up with the entire round?
Larry the Cable Guy is a blast to play with. He really is fun. I like Jay DeMarcus from Rascal Flats. He's easygoing, lighthearted. There's really not too many. Almost anybody you play with. I love playing with Barkley. I got to do that a couple times. So. Yeah, it's always a joy to play. Everybody out here is really fun.
I thought you were going to say to Alex's question, watching Barkley swing makes you laugh the most. But
he's fixed it.
He looks a little better this year.
He's fixed it.
Yeah.
He's smoothed it out.
Yeah, he's pretty solid today. You've been coming here
progress.
about a decade. You have a favorite memory coming up to this American Century Championship?
Yeah, but they usually happen off the course.
Yeah.
The evenings are always a blast out here. Tahoe's just a fun place to be. I always love coming down 17. 17, the energy on 17 is so fun. So that's anytime you get to the tee box at 17, it's like a party. So.
Okay, so what are the highlights for you away from the golf course? What's your favorite things?
Well, last night we had an awesome karaoke night last night.
Good.
That was a blast. Celebrity karaoke.
Anyone stand out? Like who had the
Travis
top moment?
Kelce? He won. Yeah, he won the thing. He was amazing. Brett Baer did a good job. He came in third, I think, and Alfonso Ribeiro, who won last year, he almost wins every year.
Yeah, he can't get it to
he
him
came
every
in second this year, but it was a wonderful night. Raised a lot of money, did some charitable things, so it felt good. It was a lot of fun.
I have to ask the cliche question: did Travis sing a Taylor Swift song, or did he go in a different direction?
He went Whitesnake.
Oh, okay, that is a different direction.
So,
okay.
a little different direction, but he nailed it.
Did you go up there?
I did. I was hosting the thing, so I was kind of
nice.
I was I'm always the sacrificial first offering, so I always jump on that to kind of get the ball rolling. But I'm also one of the judges, so I'm disqualified immediately.
What was your song choice?
On the road again, Willie Nelson.
I like it. That's
yeah.
classic.
That's an easy one. It gets everybody singing.
Get the juices flowing.
Exactly.
Before I let you go, I do want to give you an opportunity. We can see you're wearing the hat. It's got the patch for Tim Wakefield, who sadly passed away in between the last ACC. He's obviously a guy that has been out here for a ton of years. What do you remember about Tim, and what's kind of the mood in terms of everybody kind of rallying around, giving him a tribute this year?
Yeah, Tim and his wife passing was so tragic, and it caught a lot of people off guard a little bit. But, what I remember is his kindness to me. When I first came to the tournament, he went out of his way to introduce himself to me, and that doesn't always happen out here. And he was always gracious. He'd always stop to talk. He'd always check in, how you playing, what's going on, and then he'd drop a little funny anecdote, a little story on you. And he was just always a joy to be around. And I enjoyed him. I really did. Because it wasn't just this tournament. I'd see him at other tournaments around the country. And it was always fun to check in with them, sit down after the round, have a beer, and just talk about stuff. And he was a very lighthearted guy. I'm going to miss him.
Rob, we really appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah,
thanks.
Riggle on the desk. It's not all about just the athletes out here. A lot of great entertainers as well.
Yeah, and we wanted to get some celebrities out here. We've been a little bit NFL heavy, but we've got some really good guests. But yeah, Rob, kind enough to come out here, does a Holy Moly, which Steph Curry produces. So probably missing his buddy Steph Curry, but really good to meet Rob and have him out here.
All right, the show rolls on here at South Lake Tahoe, our special 1-hour edition of NSN Tonight, sponsored by Golf NV. Shout out to the fine folks at Golf NV. Coming up next, one of the biggest names here, although fans might not know that name, but all the contestants certainly know this name. We're sitting down with the CEO of American Century Investments right after this.
Who do you want to meet at the American Century Championship?
I think it's kind of obvious, but I want to meet Jason Kelce. Travis Kelce would be cool too, but I'm really excited to see Jason.
All right, mostly here for a lot of the athletes, Marcus Allen, Josh Allen. I'd love to see Barkley. I think everybody wants to see Barkley, but it's just fun. It's a great atmosphere here.
Well, I want to meet Mr. Elway. I'm a lifetime Broncos fan, and I was born the year that he won his first Super Bowl with the Broncos, and it'd be an honor.
I'm a Niner fan, so all the Niner guys who show up here, you know who they are, right? Steve Young and Jerry Rice, and was it Robbie Gould, the kicker of all time, right? There's others, But yeah, all those guys.
I'm Brady. Travis Kelce.
I want to meet Blake Griffin this year. I know it's his first year doing it, and I'm excited to see him.
Probably Ray Allen.
I'd like to see Big Cat from Barstool.
I would like to meet Austin Reeves. This guy right here. I wore his jersey for a reason, I guess. Maybe some Niners guys too.
Oh, it's so great to hear from some of the fans here because let's be honest, when we come out here each year, we are very spoiled and we get to rub elbows with some really awesome people and they're so engaging with us and we kind of have to pinch ourselves sometimes.
Yep.
You go out in the field and you realize these folks are so happy to just get a glimpse or get an acknowledgement from some of these competitors, and so it's cool to hear that.
But this thing doesn't exist without the fans. That's why this is so successful. That's why this is the Super Bowl of celebrity golf tournaments. That's why this is drawing the biggest celebrities and athletes in the world, because they come out because the fans support this tournament so well. So, yeah, cool to be able to talk with them and see who they wanted to see. Anybody in particular you haven't met that you'd like to meet in the field? You've met a lot of people. You've been around.
It's been such a great few days. I really wanted to meet Austin Reeves coming down here as a big Lakers guy, and I got to
Have you guys traded numbers yet? Because you guys seem to be boys.
I got his guy's number.
Okay.
But yes, we've moved on from handshake to like dap. I'm like on dap status with Austin Reeves, and so pinch me in that moment. What about you? Is there anybody out there?
Not in particular, but Alex Rodriguez, new to the field. I mean, he's one of the greatest baseball players ever. Obviously, there's some controversy with how he got there and some steroid use, but I did follow him for a hole or two yesterday just to see him, and he's kind of a bigger than a world personality. So that was really fun to see. Obviously, I'm a big Bills fan, so Josh Allen was able to interview him a couple of years ago, so that was really cool as well.
That's cool. Yeah, I had a chance to run into him today too. Man, everybody is out here. The ACC is off and rolling as we get set now to hear from a guy who always gets name dropped by these celebrities because he's the one that really makes things happen. The CEO of American Century Investments, Jonathan Thomas. Our Alex Margulies caught up with him earlier today.
Jonathan Thomas, CEO, American Century Investments. Man, this tournament just keeps getting better and better every single year. Look at this place. How awesome is this?
Alex, it is. I don't know how it happens every year. It seems like Tahoe's better, the field gets better, the energy is higher, and of course this year, as you just saw, we've added a whole nother dimension with DJ Khaled and Jimmy Fallon. It's going to be an epic year.
All right, when you heard that Jimmy Fallon and DJ Khaled were going to come and do this battle on this golf course during the American Century Championship, what was your reaction?
I was absolutely thrilled, but I was also a little nervous about the chaos they're going to cause. Those two guys alone have more social media followers than this field of 90 other celebrities. So, and it's starting to show up. We sold out for the first time ever on Thursday, and the crowds already are here. So I think it's going to have a gigantic impact on the event.
All right, so Jimmy said he wants to pull the ropes down and let all the fans walk with them down 18. I mean, I can only imagine what that moment will look like.
I think that the imagery in my head as he was telling the story, he said they're going to ask for permission, and I said, you don't need it. That would be absolutely powerful. And there'll be, if they do it Saturday, there'll be 40, 50,000 people here to follow them around. It'll be very good.
All right, I ask you this every single year. We have an amazing field. Every single year we add new faces. This year you see Trevor Lawrence. We see Jason Kelsey added. How excited are you for some of those newcomers, first of all?
We have 15 new people this year, which is amazing, which sadly means that we'd have 15 other people not back. But the people we have are new, fresh, energetic, and excited to be here. So those new people bring a level of energy that's just super powerful.
Okay, the field, again, is incredible, but we're always searching for that next big whale, if you want to call it. In your mind, as you're standing here today, who would you love to see come play at the shores of Lake Tahoe?
Well, I've given you the same answer for a couple of years, but this year, with Jason Kelsey here and Travis Kelsey here, I think we need to make it rounded out and get Taylor Swift here. I think that would be the ultimate person, and whether she golfs or not, I would just love to have her on site following Travis around.
That would be an absolute scene. We're hoping for Tom Brady, number 12, to get out here. Tom Brady and Taylor Swift potentially in 2025. That'd be awesome.
That would be as good as it gets. I'll be working hard on it.
All right, last question before I let you go. I know this is a very powerful event, not only just for the fun and the beach and the fans coming out here, but there's a huge charitable element to this tournament, and I know that's something that's really near and dear to your heart.
It is. So we have a bunch of things going on philanthropically. We're supporting Steph Curry's Eat, Learn, Play because he was out here and won it last year. 40% of all of American Century's profits each and every year go to fund medical research to find cures for cancer and other gene-based diseases. And then locally, we've raised about $8 million that we give out to over 40 different charities through an application process, $1,000 to $10,000. So the whole thing has a huge philanthropic element to it.
Jonathan, it was great to see you.
Thank you, Alex. Thanks for coming again.
Awesome.
You're awesome.
Cool.
Boy, I tell you what, Edgewood, American Century Investments, and NBC all linking up, match made in heaven. And, of course, last year, the announcement of the extension of that agreement, so this thing's only going to get bigger and better.
It's got a ton of momentum. I don't know how this thing ever, gets worse. I mean, or ever ends. I mean, this is such a great tournament. It's so well supported by NBC, by American Century, by the fans. So everything is aligned for this thing to go on another 35 years. It's pretty crazy. It's already been 35 years. I've been covering it roughly since around like 2002, so about half of them. But yeah, it's a fantastic tournament.
Fun fact, do you know the initial sponsor?
Isuzu.
I don't believe.
I don't think they make Isuzus
I haven't seen an
anymore.
Isuzu on the road in quite some time, but I am old enough to have seen one on the road. All right, anybody that's never been here that you would like to see out here?
A guy who's still active, LeBron James, how about? We used to have the
I've
old
never seen him
goat.
with a golf. I think there's a random clip of him at a Top Golf, and it's not pretty.
But yeah, we used to have the old goat here. Michael Jordan would come all the time. What about the new goat? Maybe when he retires, maybe he does take up golf. Austin Reeves can pull him out here.
Yeah.
Maybe Steph Curry can pull him out here.
Ooh,
but
how
he'd
fun
be
would
fun.
that be? Bring Bronny out, his teammate now. I'm going the kid, Ken Griffey. I want to see that lefty swing.
Wear the backwards hat?
ACC, yes, with the backwards hat. He's the one guy I might fan out. You might have to hold me back from him. But either way, let's get the kid out here, and also Tom Brady. He's the big fish everyone wants to see. Jonathan Thomas shooting for the moon and then some.
If they get Taylor Swift, this thing will be like sold out in January. But I don't even know if we'd be able to get out here with the credential.
They're going to need what's it called, like Secret Service detail if they bring out Taylor
That'd be really
Swift.
difficult.
But we will see what happens. All right, you know, Jonathan Thomas hasn't even been around for all 35 years, but two competitors have. We affectionately refer to them as the ACC's Ironmen, and for another year we had a chance to catch up with Jim McMahon and Jack Wagner. I asked you about this last year, but you and Jim McMahon being the Ironman of this tournament, how much pride do you hold in just not missing one and keeping that streak alive?
You know, I would call it gratitude. And not so much pride, just like gratitude to be around, and NBC still acknowledges us at the player meetings and different functions. So, yeah, really blessed to be 35 years and still chugging.
I tell you, it's been rough the last 3 years, but I didn't want to miss it. Jack, Wagner, myself, the only two have made them all, so can't let an actor outdo me, you know. All these athletes here, I gotta show up. So.
Good stuff from those guys, and Jim McMahon was referencing this foot ailment he's been dealing with the last few years, but last year he needed a scooter to get around and had to elevate the leg. This year he's walking again, and so he said it's still on the mend, but it sounds like better than last year. So
I mean, it's amazing. Think of 35 straight years. Have you in your life done anything every single year for 35 straight years?
That's
so for those guys
call.
to be able to come out to this tournament for 35 straight years, they're the Ironmen for a reason. We'll see who is last standing, but it's got to be great for them to be able to have that distinction. Yeah. 91 players out here. Only 2 have been here for all 35.
All right, we got more to get to here on the deck at Edgewood Tahoe. NSN Tonight rolls on from the ACC right after this.
Back here on the desk with Joe Flacco joining us, NFL quarterback. Your first impressions of Lake Tahoe, I mean, you're just kind of taking it all in.
Yeah, we were just talking about it. It looks like a postcard. It's very not real life if you're standing here. It's hard to beat this.
Is this something that you'd want to play in this tournament for a while? How did this all come about to come out here?
You know what? So Dennis Pitt is caddying for me. He played tight end for a bunch of years at Baltimore with me, and he's really the driving force behind me being out here. He's been wanting to come out here for probably.
Wait, so he was like, "Yo, I want to caddy this
Dude,
thing."
he's like that. Exactly right.
Come on.
Exactly right. He's like, I want. We need to go out.
He's
there.
like, you have to get in this tournament, so I can.
He didn't even give himself a chance to get in. He's like, dude, you need to get in the tournament. I'm caddying for you.
That's incredible.
So it's awesome. So me and him are out here. Our wives are out here. So we're just trying to enjoy the week.
He's like, they're not going to want me.
Yeah,
but they might want you.
As soon as the season was over, he's like, dude, you got to strike. You got to go in there. You got to see if we can get in. I'm like, all right, dude, I'll try to hook you up. So it's awesome out here, though. It is a lot of fun.
Golf game-wise, I mean, obviously you've played on the biggest stage, playing in front of 50,000 screaming fans, but it is different to stand on top of a golf ball, and you've got maybe a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 people. On 17, it's going to feel a little bit more intense. But, what do you imagine the nerves are going to be like as a competitor doing that?
I hit one in the water today on 17, right into the lake. It's funny because you do get a little bit nervous just because, it is what it is. People have their eyes on you. So, but it's different when you're playing football. Like, that's my profession. Like, I expect to go out there and play well.
Right.
So there's expectations. With golf, I'm not a very good golfer. I don't play that often. I can hit a ball, but I'm not going to score well most of the time. So like I said, because eyes are on you, I'm a little bit nervous, but ultimately I don't have the same expectations. So I think after the first hole or so, I should be able to settle in and not really worry about how I'm doing.
You'd also mentioned you had never played 4 days of golf in a row.
That's right.
So this is a long haul for you. How are you preparing yourself to get to Sunday and still be out here?
It is what it is. You just deal with it, have fun with it. I thought today was probably going to be a little bit more of a grind than it actually was. I think it went pretty well. It was I was glad to go out in the morning, kind of before this heat came around. But it's going to be just try to enjoy myself. And I think if you're having fun, it'll kind of fly by.
Is there anyone in the fields? I kind of like to ask this question because you never know. You being a professional athlete, obviously you're around a lot of star power, but maybe there's another sport. Like, is there anyone in the field that you're like, dang, that's Charles Barkley? Or is there somebody that you're like, hey, that's pretty cool. I'm hanging out with Jerry Rice. And whatever it is.
It's hard to not become a fan in these moments because that's what we all start out as.
Right.
I was sitting eating lunch yesterday, and Vince Carter walked by, and it was like, whoa, man, like that was cool for whatever reason. Like
that one struck you.
Yeah, I mean. It was just different, and like the football guys, they're really cool too. But you have kind of bumped shoulders with them at some point usually.
It's the cross sport stuff.
It's something about that. It definitely got me. Yeah.
I remember I met Jerome Bettis came by like 2 years ago, and he was like so starstruck by Steph Curry. He was like, Mr. Curry, like, could I take a photo with you? I always think it's kind of funny because you guys are obviously used to having people chase you down and stuff, but I think it is fun, I'm sure, for you guys to be able to take a step back and just be like, hey, I'm kind of a normal guy in this situation too.
Yeah, it gives you a little reminder, like sometimes you're like looking at some people like outside of the games, and you're like, why do you care that much? I'm just like a guy, like, or whatever it is. But then you can put yourself in their shoes when you see a guy like Steph Curry. All of a sudden he's walking right in front of you, and I become like my 10-year-old son, and who was begging me to come out here just so he could do those things. I'm like, no, dude, you're staying at home. But it's pretty cool to see those guys.
A lot of active quarterbacks in this field. You got Josh Allen. We had Trevor Lawrence. Patrick Mahomes usually out here, not out here this year. Derek Carr. I mean, you want to beat those guys? It doesn't seem like you take golf too seriously.
Listen,
but some
I guess you don't want to come in last. But, it's interesting because I thought I wanted to play like a nice conservative round, not have to go too big off the tee, just make sure I, don't get myself in trouble off the tee. And today you get kind of carried away in a scramble, and I actually hit my driver and those things well, and my irons were just awful. So, yeah, who knows? Well, it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
As you come out here, it's always cool for us to be able to talk to you and you kind of like reflect on your career because you've been able to do so many incredible things in the game of football and had such a long career being able to play. What kind of stands out to you and the experience that you've had and the things and the places that the game of football has kind of been able to do for you?
Man, it's tough to like think of. Every now and then you kind of sit back and you think about a lot of that stuff, but ultimately you're so in the moment and it's just you doing your thing, and you don't look at it like the same way as an outsider does. So like I said, you kind of just live every day and you just try to be as normal as possible and go do what you love to do. I think that's been the biggest thing. I love playing football, and I love interacting with all the teammates that I've had and creating those relationships. So every now and then when you do kind of sit down on the couch and like give yourself a little relief, you do think about just how fortunate you are to be in all the situations that I've been in, and just try to keep it going as long as possible because I don't know what the hell else I'm going to do. So.
Last year, you go to the playoffs with the Cleveland Browns. Joel Bitonio, someone we covered at the University of Nevada, actually gave the Wolfpack $1 million not too long ago. I guess, do you have any memories or stories about Joel Bitonio we could tell?
Dude, Joel, man, he's a warrior, dude. Fighting every week to get out there and battle, man. You could tell how much it means to him, how much the game of football means to him, and just being in that position last year to win some games and get to the point in the playoffs, like you could tell that meant a lot to him, and he really wanted it, man. He really wanted to go out there and win, and every game I feel like he was battling with something, and to be out there with the guys. So Joel was awesome. That whole group of guys was awesome, but yeah, he stood out with that.
All right, so a lot of first timers that come to Tahoe, they're a little nervous about jumping in the lake. Have you been in the lake? And if you haven't, do you plan on getting a Tahoe dip in?
I haven't been in the lake, but I'm not nervous to do it.
Well, you're in Jersey, right? Like, I mean, the water temperature can't be that much different.
It's not that bad. What's it?
No, they're legit. Like, some guys won't go in. They won't do it.
No. I don't know if I'll end up going in, but I'm not necessarily nervous.
No, you have to.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good
so
cleanse.
I heard you can drink it.
You can.
Yeah.
It's very clear.
Yeah.
One of the clearest in the entire
There you
world.
go.
What is Dennis Pitta getting you for Christmas, given that you got him to Tahoe?
That's actually a good question.
You made his dream come true. He's got to get you something good this December.
Let's see how well he caddies first.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's been the big thing, is how well can he do? Dude's got to replace Tip. I'm going to be carrying my own bag by day 2. So it's like, who knows?
Joe, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, you got it, guys.
Have
I
a lot of
appreciate
fun
it.
this weekend.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
We'll wrap up this special edition of NSN Tonight at Edgewood, Tahoe, with a member of the Nevada Sportsnet team taking a dip into Lake Tahoe. Who's that going to be? You'll find out after the break.
Well, I know we got a hard out. I just heard 20 seconds, so I'm going to stay in as long as I can. Here it goes, guys. Let's have fun. Hey, make it a great day, Northern Nevada. Happy Friday, y'all. Well, we've set a precedent, Chris. Morning show live shots on a Friday at the ACC. Mike is jumping in the lake. As I told our viewers this morning on Fox 11, I needed it more than you know. And so it was nice to refresh multiple angles of the polar plunge.
Look at that.
The lake feels incredible.
Chris Murphy, our morning show host, said you've been doing sit-ups. He said the body looks better than last year.
I just hadn't eaten yet is what it was.
Oh, okay, there we go. That was the royal we. I didn't go in the
deceiving.
water. You're saying we set a precedent. You set a precedent. So
we have, yes.
Every year from now on, you said the water's a little bit warmer than.
I think it feels incredible.
Yeah.
I'm honestly thinking about it when we get done taping, as we tape about 10 hours after I jumped in there. We're running on fumes, but that's what the ACC is all about, my friends. I'm glad I didn't bump into these guys when I was swimming in Lake Tahoe. We had a bear sighting on the course today. This was right next to the group. Charles Barkley, Larry the Cable Guy, and DeMarcus Ware, a little bear family. Barracuda is next week.
Yeah, there you go. We've seen deers on the course before, but bears, that's not too unusual up here in Tahoe. Very fortunately, didn't run into any players or any fans, but they did take a roam around Edgewood, Tahoe. It's a beautiful course. They just wanted to see it as well.
It is sold out here, but don't tell those guys that. It's a hot ticket, and they can go wherever they want, because at the end of the day, this is their home. Really excited for what the weekend's going to hold, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, we're going to have the 19th hole show for you guys on NBC, 7:30 Pacific on Saturday, 6 o'clock on Sunday as we cover the championship round. And we bring you a lot of other fun stuff, too. We mic'd up Marty Fish. We mic'd up Austin Reeves. We're going to have that stuff and a whole lot more.
A really emotional story about the Wakefields.
Yes.
Tim and Stacy Wakefield getting a $10,000 donation in their name from NBC to help build a youth center here.
Yes.
Tim Wakefield's been in this tournament for a long, long time. Was in this tournament last year, was diagnosed with brain cancer just a couple of months after that, and unfortunately passed away, and then his wife passed away after that. So that was a great donation. We'll have a feature on that. But yeah, in terms of on the course, this thing builds through the weekend. Friday was buzzing. It's going to be bigger on Saturday. It's going to be bigger on Sunday. And then you can go get in the lake and you can refresh, because I know it'll be a long week.
We're going to do a team plunge on Sunday. Cannot wait for that. As it starts to rain here on the shores of South Lake Tahoe, I want to give a huge thanks to the Legends Bay Casino, the Circus Sportsbook. I want to remind you to watch the All-Star Game there next week. MLB All-Star Game, the Victory Viewing Series. It is on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. But first things first, our coverage of the ACC rolls on. It's almost time for the weekend, friends. A big shout-out to Golf NV for sponsoring, and a big shout-out to our entire NSN team. We'll see you tomorrow, friends, in South Lake Tahoe.